you growing up as Vex, yeah? You grew up in Forest Hill. Was you always in Forest Hill, or was you in other parts of the borough?
So I've probably never said this on anything. Maybe I've got a song or two saying it, but originally no, I'm from Forest Hill, innit? But originally I lived in New Cross, like first 2 years of my life, like I lived in New Cross, Peeps Road, like right in the middle, like on the hill, like top floor, 105, like I remember. So yeah, but from there it was
It's
just
just
straight
been the hill.
Forest
Yeah,
Hill, yeah.
Forest Hill. Okay, so you grew up in Forest Hill, and like, what was it like growing up in Forest Hill? Like, what was primary school like? I want to go a bit deeper quickly, but what primary school did you go? Fairlawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know your
I
stuff,
know my
bro.
stuff, bro. I take this is
You
Kulturebox,
know
bro.
your.
This
See, I had
is
to move.
yeah.
I
Man,
take it, bro.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Trust
yeah.
me, I take this
But I
serious.
went two primary schools though.
Okay, so break it down, like.
So cool. We started off in. I said we. I started off in Sydenham, Kelvin Grove. That's where I went first. Bad boy primary school.
Yeah, I know that Kelvin
Bad boy
Grove. Yeah.
primary school. But too much was going on. We was traveling from Forest Hill to get to the school. It's in Sydenham. That got a bit long. That's when I moved from Sydenham to
To the
Forest
Forest
Hill.
Hill school.
Yeah, Fairlawn.
And what was it like then? So what was it like just growing up in Forest Hill? Obviously, that's where you spent your childhood. But then you're going primary school, Fairlawn. Like, what's the vibes like at that time?
Do you know what? It might sound strange, yeah, but being in Kelvin Grove, I felt like there was a lot of characters like me. Do you get what I mean? Like there was a lot of man that was, I don't want to talk too much badness, but there was a lot of badness going on in Kelvin Grove from a very young age, like very, very young age. People watching this will vouch and they will know. Like I'm talking my brethren's in year 2 and he's brought a knife into school. I'm saying year 2. If strike me down if I'm lying. So
I'm said yeah too.
there was a lot of badness going on in Kelvin Grove. So when I went to Fairlawn, I kind of stood out. And that's kind of how I felt in my early years of living in Forest Hill until I started meeting other people that had the same similar kind of energy or was on what I was on. Do you get what I mean? So when I was in Kelvin Grove, there was a lot of man active all over the place, lots of personalities going off. But as we got older, those people kind of faded away, moved out, went to different areas. And I wouldn't be able to tell you half of their names now, but Fairlawn, pretty much similar, but most of the people I grew up with around our generation
Yeah, you met
went
them
to
with
that
him.
school, yeah.
Okay. So when you was at school, did you meet a couple men that are still your brethren from now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, so from primary school, you've gone Forest Hill Boys now, secondary school, yeah? I'm not gonna pretend I know what house you was in. I want to guess Shackleton or something, but I don't know. Renwell, I don't even remember.
Do you know about the houses there?
I know the houses. I wouldn't say Joe, but I know your.
So what would you say was the baddest
I used to hear
house?
about Shackleton the most, or Harvey. No, Drake. Yeah, Drake. Yeah, is that your thing? Yeah,
That was my house.
Okay.
Drake house. That's the home of the legends.
Okay, yeah. All right. So going Forest Hill Boys, what was it like now? You've gone primary school. Did man them from your primary school go secondary school with you as well?
All right, so cool.
Yeah.
I was the naughtiest in my class.
In primary school?
Primary school.
Okay.
So when they've moved us to secondary, when we've gone secondary school and everyone has gone Forest Hill Boys, I think the teacher has told the school to separate me from another student that I always clashed with. He ended up being in the class with all my actual brethren. Like if they was to choose, who would you rather, like, sorry if you're watching, who would you rather be in your class? They would have chose me. But I got the short end of the stick. But I'm grateful that happened because that made me meet. Like I said, I started off in New Cross. I went nursery in New Cross. I've got nursery pictures of people that are from the ends from New Cross. Then I've moved to Forest Hill, but went to school in Sydenham. So do you get what I'm trying to say? Then I've gone to a school in Forest Hill. Then I've gone to a secondary school in Forest Hill where you've got man from Dulwich, Peckham, Sydenham, Catford, Penge, all over the
Forest
place.
was wild.
Like,
You lot had banned them from
everyone, and it's bare man.
yeah,
Pause,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's
That's what it
no,
is, isn't
you know
it?
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even the girls' school, because they was like, you know what I mean? They was like us. They're from all over the place. So it's like you just meeting people from everywhere, like growing up. Forest was in like the middle, I'd say it's in the middle of South. You know what I mean? Like, forget Lewisham, it's in the middle of South. Like,
It connects a lot in it. Like Forest Hills, like you
yeah,
have to kind
man.
of go through it to get to
100.
certain end
Yeah,
store.
yeah.
Okay. What was it like? What was school like? And why did you go Forest Hill Boys? Was it just like a no-brainer? Like,
Yeah, like my mum wanted me to go Asks or one of them good schools, but I think I got into Forest Hill and that was it. I was like, that's where I wanted to go. I weren't even thinking year 6 or about girls. Like, my brethrens are going there. That's where I want to go. Like, please let me go there. Like, and one of my older brethrens from the estate used to kind of check me and look after me and like on a big bro kind of vibe. And my mum used to take to him. So he went Forest Hill Boys. So my mum will be like, oh, what's the school like? And he'll be like, oh, it's a good school. You should come. Bro, that school was not a good... It changed though, like halfway through me being there. But in the beginning, bro, that school was like, I don't know if you've seen Lean on Me, yeah? Morgan Freeman. Oh, bad boy film. But that's what it felt like when I went on my induction day. Like, man fighting, the metal barbed wire in the middle of the fence. Bro, yeah, not. Remember, you're going in there. You're going in with your parents. You think anyone was keeping up appearances? It was just badness. Man are fighting there. Brothers are arguing in by the vendors when we're walking through. We're just seeing chewing gum spit in the hallway. Bro,
sounds like you like that. It sounds like you wanted to be in the trenches. I'm not gonna
bro,
lie.
I already made my choice. You know, when you say, Mum, I want to do something, and it's like you can't go back on it. It's like, raw. I never saw no other school other than Asks. And that school was like, to me, Hogwarts. That was like going to Hogwarts, bro. My school was like Lean on Me, and Asks was like Hogwarts. Like, that's how, as real as it was. I never went to no other viewings. But when I got kicked out, I think I got into Sedge Hill, and then my head teacher let me come back.
Wait, you got kicked out first? Oh.
Yeah.
All right, wait, hold on. So it sounds like mummy kind of knew like Vex is just moving. In primary school, he's already moving bad.
Yeah.
Let me try and send him ass, and then he can do a bit.
I never got into Asks.
Never got into ass, yeah.
Never got into Asks.
Okay.
And that would have been long, man. Back to New Cross again, basically, like where I started, you know what I mean? So maybe it was, yeah, because I got kicked out for some dumb, like, you know what I mean? The person will know. Yeah, they will know. But we're happy now.
Okay, so we ain't got to go there. We could
Bruh,
just.
you ain't gotta go
So
there.
how did you get back into school? Because I've never heard of a man getting kicked
Bro,
out.
neither have I. Neither have I. So watch this. This happened twice, you know. This happened twice. So I believe when I was in year 10, something happened, big fight or whatever. And I remember I was off school for like 3 weeks and my mum was applying for new schools. I got into Sedge Hill. And I can't remember something or the other. My auntie and my mum went to my head teacher in Forest Hill and I started back. I went back. So now I was back there, final warning, one more thing, I'm out. That one more thing happened like a year later, like the beginning, just like I'd say the end of year 10. So year 11's about to start and I may not be going to my school. I'm now going centre, middle of Catford. So now I'm in Catford. Do you get what I'm saying? So I've gone centre and no word of a lie, I've completed the work like so fast. I've gone to my teacher myself, like, Mr. Walsh, sir, like, I don't want to miss my exams. Please, like, is there anything you can do? Like, he said, all right, cool. If they tell me that you finished your work, you can come back 2 days a week. The centre told him I finished the work. So now I'm at school 2 days a week, and now I'm not doing nothing for the other time. So now I'm outside now.
That's mad still. That's the first. I've never heard
Done my GCSEs, went to the end of year 11 picture, everything. But I almost missed, you know, when you get your t-shirt signed, because that weren't one of my days to be in, I've had to, what? Everyone's at school, like, blow to school with my shirt, but I've missed bare pictures in the morning, car. I weren't there, bro. You get me? It weren't my day to be in, but I've ducked to school same way.